Hello everyone and welcome to the Mindset Model Podcast, the house of good vibes and unicorn energy. I am your number one hype girl cheering you through the game of life. On this podcast, I am here to help you unleash your best self, to bring your dreams to life using the art of mindset and manifestation. Let's create magic. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Mindset Model Podcast. I hope you are having the best week so far. This episode is dedicated to creating a positive body image and to stop that yo-yo dieting. If you are listening to this episode, you may have had a negative experience in relation to how you see your body. No matter how old you are, your size, your shape, your height, your ethnicity, you have probably had a negative comment at some point in your life about your body. Some of us were even as young as 5, 6 or 7, and we were maybe told that we were too big or too tall or too skinny, or we had a big nose or a funny shaped head. The list goes on. Whatever. I know that growing up, diets were a huge thing for many people in my family. There was a huge diet culture, and I saw from a very, very young age that how much you weighed and what your body actually looked like was a big deal. It was important. And I accepted this truth because it's what you do when you're young. The subconscious mind is like a sponge, and from the age of 0 to 7, we will accept anything which is told to us. So when I was younger, I actually took on a belief that your worth was attached to how much you weigh and what your body looked like. And this is where my yo-yo dieting was born. So if we look at society today, there is a huge focus on what you look like, what a good body image is meant to look like. And people are struggling more than ever with body image, trying to keep up with social media trends, what weight you should be, what size you should be. And there is even injections now to make people lose weight. It is madness. I mean, what is going on here? And, with the weight and body size topic, so many people are struggling. Why is this? To maintain a healthy weight for them that makes them feel good. This is such a common question, and there's quite a lot of theories behind this. So say, for example, there is more convenience foods that are available that are full of fats and sugars, processed foods containing ingredients that maybe make us put on weight. Some people say that it's genetics, all sorts of theories. But in my opinion, the majority of the problems, I believe it all stems from the mind and the mindset and the beliefs that we hold in our subconscious mind. A belief and a program that we are potentially unaware of, and I'll explain this in a little bit more detail. So in this episode, I will mainly be talking about diets and weight, as this is a topic that I have personally struggled with, but you can also relate this to other personal body image struggles as well. So just make it fit to you. So first of all, let's take a step back and actually have a look at the human body. The human body is our vessel in this lifetime. It is our vehicle. It is unique to us. Our bodies are amazing. Take a minute to actually think about your body and what it actually does day by day, second by second. It regenerates itself. It heals itself. It grows cells and blood. It converts gases in your lungs so you can actually breathe. It converts food into energy. It makes babies. It really is a bloody miracle. But why is it that all we see and all we focus on is the physical attributes of the body? And we just pick out the negatives, or what we perceive to be negative, telling ourselves all sorts of stories like, oh my God, I can't wear this outfit. My hips look too big, or my arms are too flabby. My ass is too big, and the list goes on. And then suddenly we decide to stand on the scales, and then it confirms to ourselves that we are ginormous beasts and we should never eat again. Again, these are stories that we tell ourselves. And on the 1st of Jan, every single year, I am like, right, that's it. That is it. I am going to be a size 10 this year. I know it. I'm going to be so skinny, and I'm going to buy this type of outfit, and I'm going to wear this, and I'm going to look so good, and everyone is going to think I'm amazing. Every damn year. And then we get to February, and I've probably lost about £5, half a stone. And then I'm like, yeah, this is amazing. Then I get bored of this diet, and then I'm like, right, just gonna have a bit of this, and then I stuff my face, and then before I know it, I am back to square one. Does this sound familiar to anybody who's listening? This way of thinking does not work. Firstly, I was previously wanting to lose weight for the wrong reasons. And secondly, this was an intention that I made in the conscious mind, which only controls 5% of reality and 5% of the results. It is clear to see that I had a belief in my subconscious mind. Now, the subconscious mind controls 95%, a massive 95% of reality and your results. And I knew that this needed to change before I would see results in my external reality. So there is a theory which I absolutely love, and I wanted to share it with you today on this podcast. It is called the hierarchy of change. And this is by an author called Robert Dilts, and my queen, Catherine Zinkina, also teaches this as well in her courses. And this is a pyramid model. And I'll kind of describe it to you. So the top is spirit, then identity, values and beliefs, capability and behavior, environment, and then results. So if you can imagine sort of like this is a pyramid cut into these sections, the theory, this can be used for anything in life that we are wanting to change. But we have actually been using this pyramid backwards. So the biggest section, the most powerful part of the pyramid, should actually start on a spirit level, who we truly are on a soul level. And many of us try to change things from going straight into environment and behavior, which is so much harder, and it's not sustainable. And it is not the root cause of our problems. It's just surface level. Instead, if you know what you want on a spirit level and an identity level, this is much powerful and potent way to get the results that you want. So I'm going to share an example today to just really bring this to life for you. And I will be using losing weight and getting fit as something that I want to change. So we're going to start with the spirit. So the biggest section of the pyramid. Getting fit and healthy is part of my biggest mission in life, because the more fit and healthy I am, the better I feel in myself, the more energy I have to put towards other priorities in my life. That is why, on a spirit level, I want to be much better, much fitter. So let's have a look at an identity level. I already am a fit person. Even if you're not, tell yourself you are. This really helps with this subconscious reprogramming. So my new identity is to show up as a person who is fit and healthy. So what does that actually feel like to you? Then we move to your values and beliefs. So I believe that I am worthy of being fit. My body easily and effortlessly releases excess weight that I no longer need for protection. My metabolism is speeding up every day, and being fit is so important to me now. Then we move into the capabilities. So this is what we can do. So I have actually done my research, and I know that I need to eat more protein-rich foods. I know that I need to work out in the gym at least 3 times a week. That is a good starting point for my body type and my goals. I'm also going to remove processed foods from my home because they have no nutritional value. Will I be eating the odd cake and pastry when I'm out with friends? Fuck yes. But in the house, it's nutritionally rich foods only. Foods that nourish my body. Then on a behavior level. So I am going to be working out 3 to 4 times a week, eat nutritious, balanced foods, and cut down on processed foods. And the results, feeling fabulous as fuck. So that is just a little bit of a brief overview of the hierarchy of change. Now, I can hear you screaming at me, well, if only it was that easy. And remember, this is a process. It's a journey. It's an awareness. First step is noticing patterns and thoughts that you have had. Have you been yo-yo dieting? Is there a pattern that happens every single year, every single month? Is there something that actually triggers this pattern? Sometimes we turn to food, processed foods, to fill a void or something we're avoiding, something that we may not be conscious of. Maybe there's a past trauma or a belief. How are you talking to yourself on a daily basis? Are you surrounding yourself with people who have a negative self-talk about their bodies, a negative body self-image? Are you watching things on social media that make you feel bad about yourself, comparing yourself to others? I mean, the TV is crammed full of all sorts of harmful advertising. Try and limit yourself to watch things that actually make you feel good about yourself and your body. You cannot bully yourself into, quote, being thinner or fitter. Telling yourself you look bad or you look fat or you look big or whatever is not going to achieve anything. Instead, be proud of your body and everything it does for you. Change the way that you think. Encourage yourself to be healthy for the right reasons, which is you only get one body in this lifetime and it needs to last you a damn long time. So what can also happen is when we do want to make a positive change in our lives, which we know is in alignment with what we want, our higher self is excited. It is all for this. Oh yes, let's go. Let's make some positive changes. But our ego, who loves to keep things the way that they are, hates change. It likes to keep us safe and it thinks that anything different or change is dangerous. It loves to keep us in the comfort zone. And it cannot help but get in the way. And you may find yourself start making excuses to why you can't make the changes in your life to be more healthy. So for an example, I actually love going to the gym. It's an alignment with my purpose and how I want to feel. I love lifting weights and I love the feeling after a good old workout. However, sometimes my ego, my mind, says a little whisper and it's like, oh, you don't need to go to the gym today. You went on Friday. So I'm listening to this little voice and it continues making a fantastic story up. So it will say something to me like, oh, you had a chili last night, you had a curry or whatever. And actually, if you go to the gym and maybe if you do want to push yourself for a personal best on your back squats, what if a massive butt trumpet comes flying out, everyone hears it and laughs, and then you get banned from the gym forever? Like, what even is that? This is the sort of shit that my mind makes up, and you might have something similar. The stories are so funny, what we actually tell ourselves and the excuses, but they are just stories. And you have to remind yourself why you are doing this on a spirit level. So just a note on comparing yourself to others as well, because this is really, really important. Remember that we are all unique and we are meant to have different shapes and sizes of our bodies, and it's what makes us authentic. And only you know on an individual level how you are meant to feel. What feels good to you? What clothes do you personally feel good in? What foods make your body feel good and full of energy? Only you can answer these questions. And again, from a manifesting point of view, if we look at the law of attraction, if you are saying to yourself, when I am fit, when I am thinner, when I am, you are just going to attract more when I am. And you will always be stuck in the same position, in this continuous loop. Instead, change the way of thinking, change the words to I am. You need to identify as your healthiest, best self now. The version of you who is fit and healthy now, what would they be saying to themselves? What would they be doing? This is the level of identity and really embodying this part of the process. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Be kind to yourself and your body. It really is a truly amazing part of us. It is our home and it deserves all the love and all of the respect. Have the best week, my loves, and I will see you in my next episode.